money to me, saving money and paying off debt isn't really about money. I speak to people who are chronically disorganized. These are people that have dishes in their sink that it's like ever piling up. They have a mountain of laundry that they can't get done. So when you tell that person like, oh, you just have to be really focused and pay off all your debt and stop spending money, it's really hard for people who are chronically disorganized to do that, because before they even start trying to save money, they have to get these life skills under control. I was so lucky. I had an awesome childhood, but we never ever talked about money. I was a very, very sheltered child. Someone was always picking up after me. Someone was always taking care of me. I never had to do my dishes. I never had to cook. I never had to meal plan. I never had to think about any of that stuff. So when I left the house, I was so loved. I had good self-worth, but I literally did not have any life skills. I met this awesome guy named John, and he was super cute. I'm serious, like so cute. When we started dating, we actually didn't date for very long. We got married pretty quick. And when we got married, we realized like, oh, I suck at money and you suck at money and nobody's actually good at money here. At the time, I think I had like maybe $7,000 or $8,000 in debt, and he had like 25 to 30,000, and we would argue about money all the time. So when we got to the point where we were like, okay, we want to be together, neither of us is good at this, somebody has to be good at this, I kind of took that on. That was my personal challenge. The other factor in that was that we really wanted to have a family. Like, we wanted to have so many babies, and that was a really hard thing to think about. We were both working as state troopers at the time, right, which came with chronic, crazy schedules, and we just didn't know how we would ever be able to do that when we were barely making ends meet with no one else to take care of, and reasonably high salaries. So what we did was we basically set a plan, and we were like, we're going to reduce our spending by enough money so that we could pay off our debt in a year. And we reduced our spending by $23,000, a little bit over $23,000 in a year. And we pretty much rocked it. So we had our baby, right? So we got pregnant, and we were still both working as state troopers. And I wanted more than anything in the world to come home to be with my child. But the problem was that we had this big plan, right? We had fixed our chronic disorganization, we were saving our money, and it seemed like such a crazy thing to throw a wrench in that and actually come home at a time where we were finally achieving our financial goals. So I went from being a state trooper to running home daycare, which is a very, very big leap. And then while I was running the home daycare, I actually started a blog on the side, which is Busy Budgeter, because I was able to build that up while I was running the daycare, and that ended up just replacing my income. It replaced John's income and brought him home. I mean, it's been insane. So the 90-day budget bootcamp was created because we had so many people that were saying, I need to figure out how to pay off debt, and they're asking the wrong question, right? How to pay off debt is going to be completely different based on who you are. And almost all of my audience is what we call low willpower and high impulse. That means that when you see a brownie, you eat a brownie. Or when you see a pair of shoes, you're gonna buy the pair of shoes. And it's really hard for you to say no to that. The question is not, how do I pay off my debt or how do I save money? It's how do I set up my life to support saving money and to support paying off debt. Once we solve the precursors, right? We build the foundation, the actual saving money and the paying off debt becomes so easy because your life is actually supporting your ability to save money and you're not swimming through pudding is basically what it is if you don't have that foundation built. A balanced life to me means that you're able to do everything that's important to you. So I think people think of balance as really wrong. Like, balance isn't you're an awesome mom for a certain part of the day, you're an awesome business owner for the 8 hours that you're working. To me, it's more like something that swings both ways. Like, sometimes I'm weeks at a time, I'm kind of maintaining speeding course of being an awesome mom, but I'm really kicking butt on the business front. And then sometimes it shifts back and I'm kind of like maintaining speeding course in the business, but man, I am just a really awesome mom for this couple of weeks. So for me, it's about whatever's important to you, whatever that is. Like, it could be like saving sea turtles or like, I don't know, like hiking in Nepal, like whatever is important to you, you being able to make progress on those things, because life is really short. And I think so often we think that things are important because other people tell them that they're important, but you can waste your whole life doing something you don't care about, that you're not passionate about, and that isn't important, only to look back and be like, why didn't I do more of that? So for me, having a balanced life is about being able to do the things that are important to you in the time that they're important to you and having time to do all of them.